Corporal Matt from Limpy Hall if you have time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming this morning. It looks like the weather's cooperating. This is, from my best calculation, our 15th celebration here at the Winona Cemetery. We started this with about 5 people attending, and the crowd has certainly grown since then. And it's good to see you all. Just a few items of business before we get started. We would like to thank Mike Moore for providing the sound system. I think this is his 3rd year of providing it.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you, man.
And Kathy Graham as well for giving us the power to power the sound system.
Good to see you, Mike. You are.
Also, the past 6 months to a year, Pack 480 of the Cub Scouts have been helping us, and Pack 35 as well, Boy Scout troop, okay, have been helping us keep the grounds picked up, keep the headstones cleaned, have gotten the litter from around the new fence. So we have a card here for Mike. He's from Pack 480. Also, I'd like to recognize the board members that are here. Vicki Martinazzi, Rochelle Martinazzi, Steve Hansen, Ken Smith. I don't see Ken here, but he's also a board member, and Kathy Walsh. So thank you, fellow board members, for all your hard work. And also Guy Warity. He's the sexton for the cemetery. He takes care of all of the burials and coordination and all the state licenses. And probably many of you don't know that we are an active cemetery. We do several burials here a year. We have plenty of lots for sale. So there's our sales plug. And with that, now I'll turn it over to Dale Potts, the spokesman for the VFW here in Tualatin, to conduct the rest of the ceremony.
The sun's coming out, so everybody think very positive. Unfortunately, the Air Force called and said because the overcast plane, there were no planes going out this morning. They didn't know that it was going to change like this. And before we get underway, I want to recognize one person here too. In Tualatin, we have a legislature who's been involved at least 20 years. He started in Tualatin. He lives in Tualatin. He's a state senator, state Senate Majority Leader, Richard Devlin. He's in the black shirt. Give him. He does a lot for education and for the veterans. So we have the incoming president for our Women's Auxiliary. She's also a district office, our state officer. She's very involved in the VFW, and wouldn't quite be the same without her. She's going to recite the poem In Flanders Fields, and then maybe talk about Buddy Poppy program. Can we bring Kathy Walsh on?
Do I have to use this thing?
Yeah,
I'm sure they can hear me. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow between the crosses, row by row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks so bravely singing fly. Scarce heard, and amid the guns below, we are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Pick up our quarrel with the foe, to you from falling hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye breathe faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field. This poem was written by Colonel John McCree in about 1915. The VFW registered the name Buddy Poppy with the United States Patent Office, and a certificate was issued on May 20th of 1924, granting the VFW all trademark rights in the name of Buddy under the classification of artificial flowers. That trademark guarantees that all poppies bearing that name and the VFW label are genuine products of the work of the disabled and needy veterans. Following the 1924 campaign, a number of the larger departments of the VFW believed it would stimulate local distribution if the poppies they used were assembled by disabled veterans in the hospitals within their own jurisdictions. So all of these poppies that I handed out today were made here in Oregon, in White City.
He doesn't need much introduction. He's the mayor of Tualatin, and he's also a member of our men's auxiliary. We just opened up the men's auxiliary, and that allows people who either have a grandparent, a parent, a spouse, a sibling, a child, or a grandchild that served overseas in a foreign war. The men can also join as the men's auxiliary, the same as the women. So Lou is one of our first people to sign up for the men's auxiliary. So let's welcome Lou Ogden.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming out. We do stand on sacred ground this morning, although I'm not so sure that the driveway is so sacred. So if you wanted to move in a little closer, that's probably okay. I guess at least we have a demilitarized zone here between the podium and the crowd. But I just want to thank everyone for coming out and really thank the VFW for all that they've done. You know, in 2001, after the tragedy of 9/11, 2001, there was a resurgence, I think, of patriotism in this country. There were flags on everyone's car and flags in everyone's window and T-shirts, and we will never forget, and a lot of rallying around that very tragic event. And that patriotism continues, of course, but the Tualatin VFW really, I think, amps that up and keeps it sustained. If you look at what's occurred in the last year since last Memorial Day, with the relocation and the rededication of the Robinson store to the VFW Hall, and named after Corporal Matt Lemke, and Matt and his family have become, you know, obvious heroes in this community. And then, as Dale mentioned, the formation of the auxiliary, a chance for others who didn't serve but had family members who served to be able to contribute in a small way to the welfare of veterans broadly. And that group, I think, is a very energized group. A number of folks in this crowd today are part of that group. American soldiers. It is imperative that each of us show our respect for these folks who fought. Remember the sacrifice made by each. Our land has truly been blessed and honored with veterans who gave their lives to ensure that we have those freedoms and enjoy the blessings given to us by God and assured in the liberty by the vision of our founding fathers. The men and women who serve and who have served in the armed forces, some 42 million, are no less committed to protecting our nation than were the men who signed that declaration more than 200 years ago. Their final words declare for the support of this declaration. With a firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Our armed forces continue to maintain that standard of commitment and honor that was declared more than 2 centuries ago. So on this Memorial Day, let's pause. Let's reflect just what has been given to us by them, sacrificed so freely, so that freedom can ring across this great land. Thanks to all of you.